Hello there Assassins, welcome back to another Wheelassassin guide. It has been a while since we started a new tutorial series, but I am back with a brand new one, and this is going to be how to build the Squawk radio station from Stranger Things Season 5 here in Minecraft, of course. Now, this first episode is going to consist of the exterior of our radio station building. Now, don't ask me how long it's going to take, because genuinely, if I had the answer, I would let you guys know. As you can see, I've been too lazy to actually fill up the walls and the back with the texturing, but we will get that done in the tutorial, don't worry. It's just my original build lacks it. And instead of spending time doing that for the plan build, I'll just do it in the tutorial and then waste no more time. I've been desperate to get you started on this build with me. So we're going to get started today. Are you excited? I know I am. Let's get some materials and make a start, Assassins. Okay then, Assassins, so the first step in our tutorial for the Squawk radio station is we're going to need to make a border. We want to make sure we make this grid to actually be able to fit this in our Hawkins Worlds. Now, this is my grid. It is very big, as you can see. So please be in mind that it does start on the same block for both of these axes. So in this bottom left corner is where I started both of these countings. So we have 118 blocks going up, and we have 64 blocks going along. Now, I would recommend starting with the width first, so the 64 blocks, and then going up and back for your depth of 118 blocks. So make sure you get that done with any material you wish to for the grid as well. I've used the red nether brick and the normal nether bricks just because they match Wheelassassin colours, but you can feel free to use your favourite colours for your grid as well. But this will give you an idea of how big this radio station and its tower is going to be for your Hawkins Worlds. Alright, once you've got that done, we will head on to the next step. Alright then, Assassins, so step number one, we are going to build the front of our Squawk. And that means we're going to need to build this ventilation shaft that goes along the front window. Now for this, we're going to need these materials. What? I almost said washed. I'm washed because I can't remember the materials. Waxed oxidized copper, some waxed weathered copper, some waxed exposed cut copper slabs, and some waxed exposed copper. Just copper. There's so many materials. Alright, let's go along to this left hand corner down here. Now hopefully you have yourself your grid of 118 blocks up and 64 blocks across, and that is going to be starting on the exact same corner block down here for the countings. Now we're going to go into the grass area just in here, and we're going to count along for 21 blocks, and on 21 we're going to place our first piece of copper down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and on 21 we're going to place 3 of our copper just like so, in like a corner block kind of shape here. What we'll do is take a normal waxed oxidized copper just here, and that is our 3 for the kind of ending of the pipe. So the pipe on both sides is a collection of 9 blocks in total. Now we need to find out where the other part of the pipe kind of ends. So we're going to go to the other end, and we're going to start counting to the left for 24 blocks, and on 24 is where we place our waxed oxidized copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and on 24 we shall go ahead and place 2, and then we'll do ourselves one of our waxed weathered just in here like so. That looks amazing. Now what I'm going to do is quickly swap these ones for waxed weathered as well, just to keep it original to my my first design, but you don't have to. You can mix these up in any which way you want to. Mine is just symbolizing rust, and that's what yours can too, but it's nice to keep it the same just so I know where I'm at. Now if we go with 2 more of the coppers just here and 2 more up like so, and then we'll do 2 more on this side. We'll do 2 of our weathered just here with 1 across to the right. We'll do a normal waxed, and then our exposed down here. And then we'll take a waxed exposed cut copper slab just here. Now I realise we're missing 2 more slabs, so we're going to run across and quickly grab those now. Now what we need to do is basically kind of pack out the underside with this pipe, but then make it so that the front detail just comes out 1 layer up. And that will allow us to then, give some depth, and also make it so that this stands out from the front window rather than just being one whole just blocky entity. Oops. So we need ourselves the waxed oxidized cut copper slab, and we're also going to need the waxed weathered cut copper slab. So once you have these 3 slabs, you can now continue along to breach or sorry, branch out to the other side of our pipe. So we'll take a normal waxed oxidized just here. We'll take one the other side just here. We'll do three of our weathered, just like so. We'll do a normal one of our oxidized just here. We'll do 2 lots of our exposed just here. Oxidized, weathered, and then should have 2 more of your oxidized before reaching the end of the pipe, which is perfect. So let's get the 2D shape down for the other side of the pipe. This one is going to be 3 of our oxidized just there. And then we'll do ourselves on this corner a weathered with a oxidized with a weathered on top, and then exposed here and exposed there. Which sounds kind of like a rhyme, doesn't it? Now if we go back down to this end over here, I've noticed that there's actually 4 lots of these oxidized kind of together. So we've got number 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a line together just so we know. Let's do weathered just here for these 2, and then we'll do another 3 of our oxidized. Then we'll do another 2 of our weathered, and then we should reach the end by another 3 oxidized. Down here is all oxidized, down here is also oxidized, and down here is also oxidized. So that is the front 2D shape of our pipe, which is superb. Now all we need to do is make this 3D. And the way we do this is we go ahead and make the flooring. So down here I'm just going to use these blocks to make 2 lots of 3. So in total there should be 9 on the bottom. And I'm just going to do a separate sort of design down there like so. Now no one's going to see the back of this, so don't worry too much. So that looks good. And then remember, what we need to do is behind the slabs we need to bring this down again as well. Maybe even match what you've done at the front with just 2 blocks of whatever that front material is. You don't have to, it might look better if you don't actually, but I'm going to keep things simple here and just copy the front slab with my blocks behind, like so. And the same up here, you can do kind of like a side profile kind of face there, but the back of it can just be all oxidized because no one's going to see the back because the building is right there. So again on the side we'll do something a bit different, make sure that we've got a bit of a design going on that's kind of breaking up the oxidized. But on the top we also need to do the design because again you can see the top from whichever angle you look at this pipe from. So we're just adding ourselves the different types of copper just to make the rust kind of exposed on the top, and then just fill in the gaps with your oxidized. And we keep the oxidized as the most prominent material in this pipe, but once you have the pipe done it should look similar to this and you should be able to call that done. That's great, that looks really good. Amazing, now we can actually start to work on the squawk building itself, which is very exciting. So the next material we will need to continue with this build is we're going to need ourselves some dorite, some polished dorite, some dorite stairs, some andesite slabs, some white stained glass, some spruce planks, and some spruce slabs as well. Now what I will say, Assassins, is we are going to texture lastly, like I've done on the side of my building, mainly because I was lazy, but it just saves some time. And we can go ahead and texture off camera as well. I'll just show you what I mean about texturing, you know, how to do it as well. But we'll get the basic kind of design of the structure done, and then the texturing comes afterwards, and it's relatively simple. But it also gives you the option, if you don't want to texture, you don't have to. But I'll show you both techniques anyways. Alright, first things first, we're going to need dorite, and we're going to need to mark out behind our pipe here 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 3 at a diagonal going back. And we do the exact same on the opposite side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, just like so. Remember what I said, we're going to texture afterwards, so if you see one just blocky material, do not panic, we can add in the textures afterwards. Now the texturing materials are going to be these polished dorite blocks and the dorite stairs, but we will just use dorite for now just to get the shape done. So we've got these 2, which is brilliant. We need to build these up to 4 blocks in height, so 3, 4, and that takes us, as you can see, up to where the pipe stops as well, which is ideal. Now we do this just here on the sides. Obviously these are visible from the front, but most of these blocks behind aren't visible, but we're still going to fill them in anyways because of course this needs to form a building which needs to have 4 complete walls. So we'll go ahead and add in the blocks behind the pipe like so, but we don't need to worry about texturing them because you can only see those ones down there, and if you want to just drop in some texturing you can still access that bottom layer, which is really helpful. That looks perfect. Now what we do is we'll take ourselves andesite slabs and we'll place the blocks on just like so on the sides. So the 4 and the 3. Remember that's after 4 blocks of dorite, and then we do our first lot of slabs. Now we'll come behind this section and we'll build in 4, and 3, and exactly the same over here, 4 and 3. And then that allows us to then place another layer behind, which will then place slabs in front of, like this. So 3, 4. Over here, 4, 3. Like so. Now the next layer up is going to be blocks coming forward, so we add in our layer behind, but then build these forward as well, just like so. And again over here, 4, 3, 3, 4, just like so. And we need to do another 2 layers. Oh, sorry, no. Yes, we do actually. I'm talking to myself. We'll do another 2 layers behind, but this one is not going to be a 2-layer kind of slab pattern that we've been doing. This is going to be one with 1 block layering above. So we'll do our 2 behind firstly, just so we don't get confused, like so. And then we'll do we've got our blocks just here, which is absolutely perfect. So we'll take our slabs on top of this layer now, which is brilliant. So the 4 and the 3. And then we'll take the blocks out top here, forward. So as you can see, these slabs are going to be separated by singular blocks like so. And then we'll take ourselves the slabs once more, just up here. And these will be our final slabs. There's basically going to be about, hold on a second, let me just count this. I think there's going to be about 5 of these slabs on both sides. There should be, as you can see from our original one. And we're trying to make that on the sides, but also with the gaps in between them. So we're almost there now, which is great. So let's do our 4th one just here. And for our 5th one, we need it to go back to its original pattern of the 2 together. So we're adding 2 lots behind, like so. So then we're able to put another slab coming forward like so. Hopefully that makes sense, but if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments down below. So let's add this in on the other side as well. So we should have 2 bunched up together, 1 separated by blocks on either side, and then 2 at the bottom as well, like so. And that just gives so much more texture to this building, which is ideal. Now we've done that, as you can see there's a bit of a gap down here. So what I'm going to do is make sure that this wall now goes all the way along to this one. Now you don't technically need to add in these blocks down here, no one's going to see them, you're not even going to see them from the interior. But it's just nice to know that this is all filled up, and also gives us a bit of an anchorage point to put our glasses on? Our glasses on, yeah, why not? But our glass on behind the window frame. So the window frame is going to be on this block, but we want glass to be on the back one. So we just add all of this in, just in here. So we'll fill all this window space up with our glass blocks as this runs the entire length of our slabs, which we'll go ahead and add in a moment. So all the way to that position just there, which is absolutely perfect. It looks like a huge window, or like a viewing window, which is kind of cool. And then for our window frame, we're going to take our spruce planks and we'll go 7 blocks up the side here. Should be automatically 7, but we'll count anyways, just to be sure. 3 just here, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Perfect. This one is entirely blocks on the top, and it's back down to blocks on the right side. It's going to be slabs on the very bottom, but separated by each individual window panes. So what we'll do is leave a gap of 2 and build our 7 down. Well, our 6 down because we have 1 block at the top. So remember to leave a gap of 2 between each of these window frames, and then just build up these like so until you're left with 2. Then we'll do slabs on the very bottom, with slabs on the next available position to put slabs. So you leave like a slab kind of gap between the slabs, if that makes any sense. And we'll do the same up top, so we'll just leave half of the window available to be seen on the very top. Now the better way to kind of check where you are with this is to count down on the sides. We know we have 7, which is great. We have 2 here right now. We need another 2 before we can place our slabs. And on the second one, we can place another slab just here, all the way through, to be able to separate these windows in exactly the same way on both sides. And that's exactly what we've done just there. We have a whole block and we have half a block visible on both the bottom and the top of that window. Perfection. Now what we want to do is make sure this window frame is actually part of the building. It's flush to the building and it's actually consumed by the rest of the building materials. Now how we do this is we go above our slab areas again and go to that back block just here. We'll take 3 and we'll build forward. We'll take the 4 and we'll build the 4 forward. And we'll do the same on the opposite side, so we're up to the same level with both sides. And now we've done that, you can see the obvious solution here. We just literally go ahead and smooth across our glass blocks and our spruce planks for that entire window frame, just like so. Now the blocks above this are going to be worth 6 in total, so we build ourselves up to 6 blocks with our diorite, and that starts over here. So we can do the forward facing one, we don't need the ones behind now if we don't want to. I recommend just doing the forward facing ones, because when you get to the roof, you'll have to do some trimming to be able to fit the roof in, and it gets a bit more difficult. So let's count from number 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do the 3 just here to the 6, and then this entire face along the front here needs to be up to 6 as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All done. And then this middle layer, just like so. We definitely want to make sure we leave room for the roof area, because of course you want to add in that iconic scene in the finale episode of Stranger Things Season 5. Very important. There we go. So now we have ourselves room for the Squawk logo, which is very important of course, but we also have a finished up height dimension for our building. Now the last thing we can do is just place some andesite slabs, on the very top of our diorite. All the way along, and it just gives like a nice kind of film to end off the roof there, and also keeps the same sort of pattern going throughout, which is great. That's perfect. Brilliant stuff. Now what we want to do is work around the sides. So let's keep our diorite materials, all of these, and the andesite slabs, but you can scrap yourself the white stained glass, the spruce planks, and the spruce slab. I'll see you in a second, guys. Okay then, Assassins, we have absolutely nailed the front section of the Squawk, which is awesome work. Now what we're going to do is break this down into 4 faces. Now we've got number 1 done, so 3 to go. We're going to do them one at a time because the left and right ones do differ, and I don't want to teach you one and then the other and, you know, in the same way make them confusing. We're just going to focus on one at a time. We'll take some diorite, some polished diorite, some diorite stairs, andesite slab, some stone stairs, some stone, some gravel, a diorite slab, and finally some stripped spruce wood as well. Now what we're going to do is we will copy the front section on both sides, firstly because it is the exact same. The rest of it beyond that point does differ and we don't want to get confused. So what we're going to need to do is go around here and opposite, so kind of diagonal from this one, we build our 3, and then we're going to build 4 diagonal to that one. Now we do the exactly same on the opposite side, so we'll do that now. So we have our 3 that we ended on last time. We need to go around the corner to 3, and again 4 diagonal from that one. Now that's just going to mark out where both of these kind of corners are to continue our slab pattern around the corner, which is great. So of course we want to build them up to 4 like we did previously. Just like so. You can do the opposite side as well if you wish to at the exact same time, or leave it until afterwards, but I think we'll do it on the go just to make it a bit more easy to follow. And then we'll of course build the back kind of area as we did before. So as we know the height of this one, because of the slabs beforehand, we'll just build up into that exact dimension with this one. It saves a lot of time. Instead of having to go back and forth, we'll just work on a 2D structure that will in turn become 3D thanks to the back wall. And again we'll do the same over here. So we'll continue this one just around the corner here, and then we'll do the 4 back here as well, up to the same height as that one, as we know where that one ends off, thankfully. There we are, perfect. So back around to our left side over here. That's left if you're looking at the Squawk from the front. We're going to continue with our slabs around the corner. As we know, these are in the exact same position. So bring these all the way down to the 4th height build just here. Our singular one, and then our 2 on the very bottom down here. Don't forget to add in your blocks underneath the ones with blocks. There should just be 2 lots. I've missed a block. There we go. But that's perfect. And then what we'll do is build our 3 out and our 4 back out, and then continue this one to the same height as the Squawk beforehand. So 6 blocks in height, up to where that andesite slab should meet it. So up to here. And then our andesite slabs for the 4 and the 3. And that is a 3D corner now, which is perfect. Around here, let's do the same. So remember, your slab's gonna come around the corner here in the exact same position as they were on the front, with the blocks beneath for those with blocks beneath. Slabs continuing, blocks beneath these ones, and then slabs continuing once more. There we are. And if we do ourselves the 3 here and the 4 here for the forward facing face of the building, up to 6 blocks in height, of course, as we remembered from before, then we go ahead and layer this like a cake with our andesite slabs on top. Perfect! Amazing! So we've now started on both sides around the corner, but we're going to continue on the left side to build this face. Now first things first, we're going to make the stairwell that takes us up into the entrance of the squawk. Now we're going to use our self-gravel for a pathway that goes up to the stairwell. Now if we go down here, we can actually start this pathway just here at the corner between 4 and 3. So we'll do ourselves 1, 2, 3 gravel. Then on the next one we'll go 4, so diagonally out. The next one after that we'll do 2 lots of 5, and that will take us up to the first lot of stairs. We'll take a row of 5 stone stairs, just like so. This one will be connected to a wall, so you can build this wall going upwards to the side of the building. Now this wall is going to go up in line with the slabs just here, and just stop just there. Now we'll continue with the rest of the build. We'll take ourselves stone behind the stairs for these 4, and we'll build ourselves 4 stairs just in here. There's 2 lots of these stairs apart from the first one, or so I believe. Yeah, there is. So we'll just do ourselves another lot of stone behind that to build stairs just in here like so. Now we'll go ahead and match this up with a doorite on the other side, and again build this up so it's in line with these slabs just there, like so. Amazing. Now I believe there's also going to be 2 lots of our stone for our entranceway, or is it just the 1 lot? I think it even could be just 1 lot. So we'll just take a lot of stone behind these stairs here. And then of course doorite matches again, just to cover it up on the interior side, and doorite matches again on the exterior side. So we'll take this one up, just like so. Perfect. Now in this doorway there is going to be a gap for our roof and for our roof lighting. So we'll actually find out where the slabs are going to be. Now I'm going to take off this top block, the one we used earlier to stop us just here. And we're going to keep this one just like so. But we're going to keep this one off to then put andesite slabs along the top here like so. This is kind of like an annex almost on the side of the building. So it's not actually part of the main structure. It is, but it's not, if that makes sense. The main structure is this part that has the higher roof just there. Hey, look at the tower, it looks awesome. So let's take ourselves those 5 slabs across the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how you know you've got the width correct for the building. We'll then take 2 layers of our doorite down from the slabs, and then we'll add in ourselves our doorite slab beneath this, and that should be between your slab and your block just above there. That's perfect. So that is where we know that is in the perfect position now. And what I'm going to do, just so I know again, this is for afterwards, is I'm going to put my polished doorite block down here, just so that I know that is the roof for the lighting area, for this kind of porch area to the main entranceway. That's great. Now we've done that, we can get onto some simplistic bits, which is going to be basically batch building all the way down to the bottom. So let's find where the squawk ends basically. Let's take ourselves 41 blocks of doorite from this position. Number 1 is here, counting on the first block of doorite. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41. Now it's worth noting that this is not actually the end of the building. It is for this part of the building, but for the main structure I was talking about a minute ago, it's 1 block behind. So we'll get onto that section in a moment. For now though, you want to build this up to the same height as your front positioning. So what might be helpful is you run blocks from the top all the way back, so then you have kind of like a space to fill up. So as you can see, that just makes more sense. Now you know you've got to get rid of the shadow in here and make sure that you basically build the shadow in this position. So we'll do that now. This may take a second, but it's worth it. And it's nice to fill up big sections like this at the exact same time, so you don't have to worry about it come a later section. It's just worth saving time, you know, wherever we can. And also doing these more fun filling sections rather than everything being so complex and a bit scary. So almost there now. It's behind this wall that you'll find the secret entrance to the base, and it should be in this area. which is very cool. There we go, perfect. Now of course there's going to be slabs on top of this, so we'll just take slabs all the way to the 41st block down this end. Perfect. And now what we'll do is find out where there's a window on this side. As you can see from my original, there's a window down there. Where is the window on this side? Well, if we go along to the front part of the building, up here, and we go up onto the 5th block, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on 5, we'll start counting here. We will go to find the 13th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, just here. Perfect. I'm just checking this actually. Ah, it's on the 4th one, so it's here. That's my fault. 4th layer up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is 5 blocks along, which is why I got confused. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just do spruce down there for the window frame. Then we'll leave a gap of 3 for our actual windows when we get the glass panes later. And then on this 4th one is where we do another lot of our spruce just here. And that will leave you with lots of doorite before reaching the andesite slab on top. And that's perfect. You've got the window in the correct position and you're ready to move on. Amazing. Now if we go backtracking up here, all the way up here, we'll go ahead and take ourselves the andesite slab, and for the 41st one even, we'll take ourselves the 5 back, well 4 back, because obviously you have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll do 1 extra, just so we know that this is going to be part of this building. Amazing. So I'll actually do that section in a second. Yeah, for now let's take ourselves another 4 slabs just here. And then there's going to be like an extended part of the roof, almost, just here. On this one, the 39th block. You've got 41, 40, 39. And it's going to be 1 block back just in here. Now this one's going to extend for 15 blocks. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm just going to double check my work because I slipped up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Super important to check your work, even if you know you probably got it correct. Always worth checking out just in case. Now what I'm going to do, as you can see here, there's 1 block that's exposed from not being covered up by the andesite slab. So that's our layer for this back bit. So we'll take this one all the way along the back, and we'll stop it in the gap of our slabs just here. Now we already know this is a 6 block high area because it goes 6 blocks above these slabs, but we're adding another row just here. So as long as you make sure it's exactly the same dimension as the height of the front of the building, you'll be on the right tracks. So let's fill all of this in. Once again, a little bit of a boring section, but nice and easy. And we can't complain about easy sections. I reckon if you're very good at multitasking, this would be the perfect time to have a biscuit. If I had biscuits with me, I totally would be eating one right now. But this is not a ASMR video. This is a tutorial, and I feel like it wouldn't be the best. Maybe as a joke one day I'll get some biscuits out. Let's add ourselves andesite slabs along the top here as well, just to finish that bit up. That's perfect. And then we'll go ahead and make this into a more 3D structure. So this 15 needs to become a big rectangle. Fill all this in. You're not going to need this inside. It's just here for decoration. And then of course there'll be slabs on top of this as well. So we'll add all those slabs in to complete this section up. And sorted. Now of course there'll be slabs in this area here as well, so also add in the slabs down in here. We want to make sure that this is entirely filled up so we don't have to worry about the roof and water getting into the electronical equipment on the inside of the squawk. That would be bad. There we go, that's perfect. Nice work, Assassins. That is another face completed for the squawk. Brilliant. So now we have 2 of the most complex sides of the squawk down. It's relatively easy to actually figure out where the other 2 walls are going to be. But I've got the dimensions here anyways, just to make sure we get this entirely 100% accurate. Now we're going to take exactly the same materials as we've just had, and we're going to go ahead and build our first thing, which is going to be our doorway. So we've got to find out where our doorway is as we've done the other side. So our doorway is going to be starting off with the gravel like we did for the other side. We're going to take ourselves 3 blocks along from this 4 blocks just here. 1, 2, 3. Then 3 forward. Oh, sorry, just 2 forward for that one. Behind we'll do 4. And then behind that we'll do 5. Perfect. We'll do our first lot of stairs for the 5 here. We'll take ourselves on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stairs again. Remember, 2 lots of stone behind for another set of stone stairs behind that. There will be the start of this wall here, the exterior wall. And we know that this is going to be just before that slab just there at the top. So we can actually build that on both sides and accurately. And on this one, it's going to be all the way to the top, but we'll build it onto the same layer at this time, just to be sure. Like so. Now what I've noticed from my original one and this one is there's actually 2 lots of stone behind these stairs. So I'll go ahead and correct that on the other side as well, just so we know where the main entrance is for both of these. But that's fine. It's not necessarily a mistake because we didn't even put anything here, which is great. So there we go. And we'll go ahead and just build up this wall so everything correlates on both sides. Amazing. We'll do the same here now, so make sure these walls go up as this is going to be the porch area. And these ones go up to their normal height on that side as well. Perfection. Alright, nice one. Now if you want to find out where the doorway roof is going to be, of course we need to backtrack and go down 2 blocks from the top of our slab area. Now we know our slabs are going to be here, not that one. 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So perfect, we've got the same dimension as the other side. And this one is above, remember. This one is the entire way all the way to the roof with our door right. And then continue with the andesite like so. So this one's perfect like so. We'll take our 2 lots of doorite coming back down. And then we do ourselves the 1 line of doorite slabs for those 4 in there, between the slab and the block above. Then we'll do our polish just behind this, so again we know that is the new height for our roof in here. That's perfect. Now then, this is the fun part. We go along the side, and we want to take 40 blocks along the side here. Now it might actually be worth using the other side for your help, if you want to, or you can just count it and go from the very basics. I'll count it, you know. So let's go for, we've got 4 here. Deep breath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. 40 blocks on this one, whereas the other side was 41. 40 blocks just here. Perfect. Now we know obviously the height of this one is here, so we'll run this along to the other side. And we'll build this one up so that they stop in the same position. Just here like so. We'll fill all of this in. Could be a little bit boring, but at least we'll get it done. Fill all of this in. It could be worth using a /fill command. If you're familiar with commands, it might be helpful. It might also save you quite a lot of time instead of filling all this up. But like I said, if you've got a packet of biscuits, you can get this done in no time and also be full at the same time. And you know, eat the happiest food that's on earth, in my opinion. Alright. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you actually have any snacks for when you're building. I don't, like I say, unless I'm building a tutorial plan like that one. I think I did eat a few meals whilst I was building that one, just because it took us such a long time. But in general, I don't tend to eat whilst I'm building. Try and keep, you know, things moving. Now we're going to count from behind this slab, and we'll go for 6 blocks along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the 6th one is where we're going to start by building just a block out from the wall here. Like we did the other side where we built that sort of secondary roof in here, which was worth 15 blocks. This one is going to be worth 27 blocks all the way to the end, pretty much. I think it is all the way to the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, that's too far. Hold on, let me just check my dimension here. Hang about. Oh, I read an arrow as a 7. So no, that's fine. Right the way to the end. I thought I was reading that correctly, you know, but I was like, what? So it's right the way to here. So to that 40 as we had before, but of course we don't start at number 1, so it's not 40. 35 blocks along as we started 5 blocks in just here. So that makes sense. And that gets you to the 40. And this is going to be worth 2 blocks in height, so we'll build this one up as well. And we'll place slabs all the way from this end back to the start, just like so. Now this is where we get the fun bit done. So this one is going to come all the way to the end as well. But this is obviously our roof height, so we can build this one right the way up to the starting material up here. So we'll build this one just like so, and up here, fill in all this space just in here. Make sure we get this all done. It's quite satisfying seeing the shadow kind of fill up there as well. Feels like doing a big like pixel art or something, or like a puzzle. So there we are. Oops. Now we are. And then andesite slab, of course, on the very top to keep everything flowing nicely. Then, of course, we need to do andesite slabs in here. So we consume all of this space just in here, all the way to the end. Perfect. So this is nicely done. And then lastly, for this side, until we do some more details later, we're going to need to add in ourselves that window, which is exactly the same position as the other side's window with the stripped spruce wood. So to find that one, we need to go ahead and find the starting position, which is going to be down here, of course. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks up on the 4th layer, start counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. That is our window, and you should be able to see the other window when you poke through. Good one on you guys if you remembered what number we started this window on. 13. 2, 3, 4, 5 for this window, and stripped spruce wood along the bottom. Let's knock out a gap of 4 as the 4th one on the very top, is where we'll add in the other log just up here. And that is our window, kind of symbolized in there at the moment until we can, fill it in later. Now up here, another detail we can get done with structure is actually building a chimney. So if we go up to this block kind of up here and go back 3 blocks, and on the 4th and 5th one, knock out the slabs to build doorite up. Now we're going to go up until we reach the slabs and knock out those slabs and replace them with blocks up on the top. And we're going to leave that until after for the chimney, but that is all in there and ready to go, which is brilliant. Now, as you can see, we have just one face remaining, the very back. Now we already know that this one overhangs, so this is not going to be the part we need to worry about. However, we do build in the doorite blocks down from here to the very bottom to fill up this space. And there's a small little detail on this face of the building, and it's going to be just a little stair thing just to give it a bit more texturing, but that's about it, to be honest. So over here is going to be it is the 2nd block in, 1, 2, 4 blocks down, 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, upside down stair here, normal, normal, upside down stair curved. Perfect. Now before building this really simple wall, you might just be thinking, well, we take the left side and we just build across. You're not entirely wrong, but we need to make sure we don't get the same height as the front of the building, because the back of the building does have this ladder that goes up, and if we made it up to the same height as the andesite slab, that would just be wrong. So we're going to need to go up to the sides of our building here, count down to the 2nd doorite block and add in a slab here. And we'll build this slab along on this side for 8, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to jump 1 gap, so I'm going to place a stone block just to jump it, and place 2 more andesite here. Knock out my jumper, put on another jump this side, and put a slab here, and knock out that jump. And these jumps are for the railings for the ladder, and we don't have the iron bars on us at the moment, so we just leave those spaces empty. But then we build andesite along all the way to the other side, just to here. Again, check if it's 2 down. Perfect. And now we can go ahead and add in ourselves all of the doorite in this space. Now if you'd like to, you can save yourself hassle for later, and we can jump down to the bottom here, leave a gap of 2, and add in 2 blocks. Leave a gap of 2 again, and add in 1 block here. We'll build this 1 block all the way to the very top, or until we reach the andesite and we can go no more. These 2 all the way until we can't go anymore. And then what we'll do is leave a gap of 4 for the doorways down here. I think these may be doorways for like a cupboard or something, but I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th one, build along, and we can fill in this space just here. Same over here. Perfect. Now then, starting off, we're just going to build an entire empty wall. Would that be better? Or should we just go ahead and mark out where the windows and doors will be? I think that might actually be easier if we do that. So let's go ahead and build an entire door right wall just here. So we've got 2 now after that kind of shed doorway. Then I'm going to build up for 1, 2, 3, just like so. 3 again, 3 again, and 3 again. Then I'll continue again up here, all the way to the top. And I'm going to go ahead and count this to make sure the doors and windows are in the exact position that they are in my original, before we continue along to the other side. Okay, so to save us some time later, we may as well just grab some materials for the windows and doors. So we'll take ourselves some spruce planks, some spruce slabs, spruce trapdoors, a pale oak trapdoor, some doorite again, a brick slab, waxed oxidized cut copper, stone stairs, and some stone as well. Now what we'll do is we will go over firstly to our doorways, and we'll take doorite in the floor, and then back from the doorways just here, covering this up. We'll then add in ourselves these pale oak trapdoors, coming down, so the handles are facing downwards, the entire way for both of these doorways. I just think it looks pretty cool and extra textured, which is ideal. Now then, first window, we're going to take ourselves some spruce slabs, and we're right in leaving a gap of 3. That is where all these windows sit. So we'll take ourselves 4 blocks, and then we'll take ourselves 4 blocks going up from this position. So just like so. So it should be basically 5 up on the sides, and then obviously you've got 2 in the middle, like so. So these windows are worth 3 blocks. Is that right? No, I'm not happy with that. Let's go 6 blocks, just like so. Yeah, symmetry. That looks better. Right, let's take ourselves a slab in here. Just there, so not this block, the next block down. So 3rd block down. And then we'll do the same up here. 1, 2. This one, not this one. We'll go here and add in a slab just there. So they should have what looks like a block in here, but it's actually 2 slabs, basically. A block up top and a block beneath. Now we haven't got the window panes to add in yet, because that'll come in the interior, so we'll leave that off for now. Instead we'll take spruce trapdoors and we'll texture around these window frames. So this is how I knew I was a dimension off, is I was using the trapdoors to help me. We'll do 3 in the corner, 2 up the left side, and then 2 up on the diagonal right, like so. Perfect. Now the next window isn't going to come for another 4 blocks, so we'll build 1, 2, 3, just extras just there like so, and then we'll start our next window over here like so. So if we do, probably an easy way is just to build a 4 block wall of door right between, which is exactly what's on the original build. Then you can basically duplicate this window with a separate trapdoor pattern. So we'll build this one up to 6 again. 2, 3, 4. That one up and across. And then for our trapdoors, for our slabs firstly, they're going to copy exactly what we've done on the opposite side. There we go. So trapdoors will do the top left corner, filled up like so. We'll leave a gap of 1 and add in 2 trapdoors, and 1 diagonally right, 1 over here, and then 1 just there like so. Perfect. Now not to mention, but something that's really important to mention, is door right goes above and beneath obviously every window. It is going to be a door right and textured door right wall above and beneath, so we make sure to get that done. Just so everything's nice and filled in. At the end of the day, we're still building the last face of our building, so we have the 4 walls. So we need to make sure we got that actual wall in there. Let's do another entire row of doorway. And as you noticed probably on my original, there's only 2 windows before the doorway. Now where is the doorway? Well, it's really helpful. It's literally just 1 block away. But we need to make this sort of like brick stair kind of design that we're doing. So we'll take ourselves brick slabs here to build a block, and another here. And then we'll do a slab up top. We'll take that slab forward by 1 and add in the blocks beneath it. And then we'll start to take ourselves stone. We'll go for 1, 2 lots, and we need to make this into 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 lots, as I said. And then we do 2 lots of our stone stairs coming forward. Like that. And we'll copy with the wall. So we'll take ourselves this kind of here, but we'll do another slab just there, just so it looks good. And then we'll take 2 whole blocks. Actually, that looks a bit weird. Let's do a block and then 2 slabs down like so. That looks a bit better. Yeah, perfect. Let's do the same on the opposite side. So 1 block, 2 blocks, slab, 2 blocks and a slab, 2 and a slab, and then a block, block, slab, slab. Perfect. We don't do any stone on the bottom, that's to be left like so. What we will do though is take ourselves 3 diorite blocks in the ground, then another entire wall of diorite all the way to the slab above, and then we'll take ourselves back here, we'll do another 3 lots of diorite, up to the same layer obviously as our stairwell, and we'll take the oxidized cut copper, the waxed one, upwards 4 blocks of 6 just in here for our doorway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is going to be for the entire 3 in there. Let's add diorite back onto the front side of the wall and add all this up to the roof. Up here. Perfect. And then we'll go over here and we'll add in ourselves. This lot down here actually doesn't change, so you might want to just build all this along to the other side now before continuing. Don't worry, it doesn't line up, that we know about, so don't worry, that's absolutely fine. That's perfect. But then there's going to be the other window here. So we need to do our 4 along the bottom, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make our window. Let's leave our block gap of 4, because we know that's going to be in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our other window will be in here. Up to the 6, of course. And like so. Now the rest of this wall is going to be diorite. So let's just fill all this in. Including the gaps that we have above. Just leave that gap, obviously for the railing later. But just leave the gap there, that's fine. Add this one in. This one again. That one. Above this last window. And then of course down here for the rest of the wall just here. And it'd be nice to have the full walls done. And I think what we'll do to conclude today is we'll try and build ourselves. Actually, we may need a whole episode dedicated to extra details and stuff. So maybe we'll get onto some texturing today to conclude. Let's go back down here and let's finish up the windows. Let's take ourselves a spruce trapdoor. Let's do another 2 down here. And let's do another 2 down the left side. Don't forget your slabs. Remember, they go here and they go here. Again, 2 here and 2 just here. And on the final window for the trapdoors, we do 1 up here, 1 here with 2 down on the right side, 1 just here, and then 2 on the very bottom, like so. There we go. That looks great. That looks really, really good. Very nice work, Assassins. That is good stuff. Alright, brilliant. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll get our texturing materials back now, and we'll start to texture up the entire building. And once we've done that, we can add in some details in the next episode and actually finish up our roof and also build the scene on top here. That'll be really fun. So let's get some materials to texture and then we can call it a day. Okay then, Assassins, for the final sections, or yeah, second to last section, we are going to need ourselves some acacia wood, spruce planks, white stained glass pane and some brown stained glass pane, some diorite stairs, an ochre frog light. I always get this one messed up. This frog light, a polished diorite block, a diorite wall, polished diorite stairs to conclude. Now then, we're going to go around the left side firstly, and where we have our entrance ways, we're going to need to make like this arched window design, and we're going to take our diorite stairs for this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up, well, we're going to go to the 3rd block in, we're going to go to the 3rd block up, 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do is place a stair on the 4th one, here, knock out 1, 2, and place an upside down stair up here. Knock out the 2 on the sides of the stairs, diagonally, and place upside down and normal stairs in a nice design like so. Go exactly across from this and do the exact same thing. So again, we'll do this one, but obviously that's an interior kind of block, so we need to keep the big face of the stair facing this way. Then the upside down stairs in here, and a normal one just there like so. Now what we'll do is we'll take ourselves polished diorite and we'll go around our kind of rectangle on the roof and add in our frog lights on the very top. Now that is concluding our doorway. Now this is ready for the next step, which is great. Pretty much. Awesome. We'll do exactly the same on the opposite side. So remember, 3 blocks along, and then we're going to go 1. Oh, hold on, let me just get to the other side. 1, 2, 3, and on 4, stair, 1, 2, upside down stair above, and then stairs on the sides like so. Like this. Perfect. Now we go across from this and of course do the same design. This one on the original build looks a bit weird because it has just a plant pot behind it, but it's the fort that counts. And then we'll do our polished diorite for the roof up here, like this. Oops, frog lights, like so. That is perfect. So they're both up to par now and they're ready for the next section, which is brilliant. Now for these windows on both sides, we just do ourselves a line of white and then a line of brown stained glass paints. We do this until we conclude the window, and it should end on the white as well. A little bit fiddly, but nothing too bad. And we'll do the same opposite side, just to make sure we get that done. Start with the white, then do the brown in the middle, and then white in the middle, and done. Perfect. Next step, we're going to go around to the opposite side again. So this one with the extra block. Perfect. Over on this side of the window, you're going to use these two blocks to go up and back to the main wall to knock out these 4 and these 2, and then leave a gap of 4. On 5 and 6, do the exact same. And here there's a structural detail of 2 lots of acacia, well 4 lots of acacia really, like this. A little bit awkward because of our block placements, but if you don't like the way the wood is facing, you can go beneath and just change the direction like so. But basically above these there'll be 2 lots of spruce planks, and it's only on this left side that this happens, which is really weird. But at least we get to use the window to, you know, find out where this happens. So there we go, not too bad. Now the next thing we can do is we can go around to the back and we can add in our drain pipes. I don't know why I went around the front to do that, but never mind. But our drain pipes. And there's going to be a drain pipe on the right side firstly, and this one comes up almost to the top, but it stops 2 blocks from the top, and 2 blocks from the top is here, 2 blocks down from the slab just there. We'll do a polished diorite beneath the slab on this block, upside down diorite stair, upside down diorite stair, and upside down diorite stair just here. Now we'll go to the opposite side of the back wall just over here. Taking our diorite stairs again, we will go 2 blocks just above this area here and 1 on the outside. Diagonal 2, diagonal 2, and then when we've reached 3 lots of the diagonal 2s, we continue this one all the way up, leaving the 2 blocks from the top, block beneath the slab, upside down stair, upside down on the side. Perfection. And that is ready. Amazing. That's incredible. Now what we might do just to make me happy, because we've almost got it done, is we might just go ahead and add in ourselves the ladder. I've just realised I think I may have made a mistake with my counting on the very top, because the shape doesn't line up, as you can probably tell. It's supposed to be between these windows. So the rest of the structure is correct, but clearly I messed up my counting up here somewhere. So I'm just going to fix that up, like so. So these ones should be just parallel with each of the windows. There we are. What is the actual count for this one? Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Ah, it's 8 blocks in because of this one. That's where I made a mistake. Always good to check your work. That's why I always say that. But there we go. Perfect. Amazing, right. We might just quickly do the ladder. Maybe finish up the back as well. Why not? And then we'll continue next time with the rest of the details. Now I've realised when I've grabbed the materials for the back that there's some of these materials used around the side as well. So to be honest, we may as well just get the details done and then work on the roof next time, as well as some of the exterior bits and bobs. Then of course we'll do the tower in its own episode, because that's definitely going to require one. And then interior stuff. So yeah, we've actually made quite a lot of progress today, so you should be proud of yourselves, guys. You should have been proud of yourselves anyways. Look at what you've done so far. It's mental. Alright, so iron bars are what we're going to need. Some polished andesite slabs, some waxed oxidized copper trapdoors. I want to say cut copper every time. Nope, just normal oxidized copper stairs. Trapdoors. Waxed oxidized copper bars. A waxed exposed lightning rod. A stone slab, an iron chain, nether brick stairs, and a glow item frame. Now then, first things first, iron bars go in the doorway, just like so. Simple as. So to get started, we'll take our polished andesite slabs and we'll take them in the middle of these 4, obviously on the 2, but 1 slab gap up from the floor there. Now if you do them on the ground, it won't line up properly, which is exactly what I just did before restarting this recording. And I was really confused for a minute, but no, it's absolutely fine. It's literally just that minor little mistake, but it can change the course of things, so we've got to make sure we get everything correct. There we go. Perfect. So we've done our ladder just there. We're going to go ahead and line the ladder with the oxidized copper trapdoors. A little bit fiddly this one, because you've got to time it perfectly to go on every slab, like so, and then fold them all exactly the same. There we go. And again this side. Probably one of the most fiddly parts of this build. I think the other part was probably the glass panes, but at least we're getting it all done. There we are, perfect. And at the very top for the railing, we'll take ourselves the waxed oxidized copper bars. One day I will get it correct, I promise you. We'll do 2 just in here, 1 across the top, another 1 across the top, and 1 down. And this should latch onto the roof when we do build that one. And the roof will literally just be polished andesite slabs all the way along this row. But we don't want to do that just yet, because we'll get a bit too ahead of ourselves. But that's good. Next we'll take ourselves this lightning rod, and we'll go right from one end to the other. Now I'm going to start my lightning rod with this kind of square part facing outward, just so it doesn't end on like a skinnier section. We need it to be that bulkier cube on the end to make this work. Now we'll stop here before the railing, just so it looks like the ladder, you know, is like so. And then we'll continue this side with, again, the cube looking part on this way. All the way to the end. Whoops. Over that drain. And we should end on another cubey part, just this end, like so. Although on my original one we haven't, so I probably did it the wrong way around, but that's fine. That's in the perfect position. That looks great. Alright, next thing we can do is take ourselves the chains, and we can take the stone slabs, and we're going to build these lighting kind of overhanging parts that go through quite a lot of this section. I'm actually going to take off these trapdoors here to keep the illusion that the chain goes through the ladder just here and beneath it. So I'll take 2 chains along here. I want to make myself 3 chains just there. Let's do 4 chains even. And then we'll do ourselves a stone slab to change the course of the iron chain. And then we'll do a nether brick stair just here with a glow item frame beneath. Now in the glow item frames there's going to be a sea lantern, but I didn't have enough inventory space for this. But now I've used my waxed trapdoors, I'm going to take myself a sea lantern. Sea lanterns are good, or you can use the pearlescent frog lights. Anything that kind of gives off that bluey kind of lighting, I think. Just looks really cool. Perfect. So we'll bring these along and we'll go and place another one of these stairs just above this window on the diagonal corner, just here. That one's a little bit more helpful to navigate rather than counting the chains. So if we bring the chains up to the same position, bring these along before they intercept, and then we'll take the stone slab to make sure they intercept in the correct way. And now this next one is all the way down here, and it's in line with the top of this one, and it's only about a block down from the roof, like that. So we do ourselves the stone slab just here, chain, and then our stair just there. And again, don't forget to add in your trapdoors, your glow item frames even, and then we'll chain this up so it looks like cable all the way to the other stone slab, like so. And that just looks brilliant. It adds so much detail, and yet we haven't even had that much. Superb. Now, as I say, there's some of these lights around the side here, so what I might just quickly do is get the dimensions off of this side, be able to build this with you guys, and then we'll hop back to it. Okay, Assassins, I've just swapped out a few materials because I realised if we're texturing up these sides, or if we're adding detail to the sides that we can texture after, we may as well just get these materials done because there's not many to go. Let's take iron bars, polished andesite stairs, a flower pot, pearlescent frog lights once again, a waxed exposed lightning rod, a stone slab, an iron chain, a deep slate tile wall, and some grey stained glass panes. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but it wasn't English. Let's go to the left side where we have our acacia down here. We're going to firstly take ourselves an iron bar in the ground here, so on this acacia, and coming right the way to the top and going over the slab here. 1 block over and 1 block this way. And then we'll do ourselves a lightning rod, but we want it to be this way around, so it faces away from the building, like that. And that's actually our first aerial on the top of our radio station. How cool is that? Now again, we need to take ourselves... Oh, I've just remembered I've missed a material out here. Well, we're not going to need our iron bars again now, so what I'm going to do is quickly grab back my nether brick stair. That was probably a rookie mistake there. Should have kept that on me. But that's okay. We're going to take ourselves the iron chain at the very top here and bring this along until it stops over the second strange build that we've built down here. So just there. We'll then take ourselves a nether brick stair just here beneath, that way around, and one just past the iron bars just here. We'll do ourselves the glow item frame, which again I've forgotten to grab. So let's swap out our lightning rod now. We don't need that one again. Oh, it's amateur hour, isn't it? My fault. Let's just grab that one back. Place that one up here. Pearlescent froglight. Pearlescent froglight. Then we'll take ourselves more of these glow item frames. There's going to be 2 more on the building. We'll take the chains back until they're 4 blocks from the end of the build. So they're going to need to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And they start here. Another fiddly section. There we go. So we know that there's going to be one right on the end, just here. There's going to be a gap of 7 between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On 8, another one here. And that's our last 2, just here and here. Pearlescent frog lights in both of them. Then there'll be a gap of 6. Should be 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then on 7 up here, there'll be our stone slab. There'll be 2 of our chains coming down here. There'll be deep slate tower wall for these 9 blocks just like so. 6 blocks even. What is with my counting? 6 blocks like so. And then there'll be some grey stained glass pane for 4 this way. And then it goes down and it goes into the ground just here. And on this one it should be 2. And then it goes down into the ground just there. Like so. So they never actually connect just like so. It just gives the illusion of cables running into the actual Squawk building. Perfect. Now the final thing we can do is take ourselves a chimney over here, which is just a set of 2 lots of upside down stairs like so, with flower pots on the very top. And that is it for this first episode in our Squawk tutorial. Now as I say, I've left the biggest part until last, which is texturing. Now to quickly show you how to texture your building, we'll run back over to my original one. Now all I've done is literally placed in the most random positions diorite stairs, polished diorite, and I've literally mixed it in with our normal diorite. There's nothing more going on. It literally is just a nice array of these materials spread out throughout the build. And when I've placed the stairs, I've made sure that they're not going to be compromising any of the actual build structure. So there's going to be no holes in the exterior basically. But as you can see, it looks so much better on this front face than it does around the side where I haven't textured. Although it still looks cool, but it just needs a bit more. So I'm going to leave this to you guys, and I'll see you next episode when you've hopefully textured up your building, and I've hopefully textured up my building, so we can work on the roof together and finish up this exterior. We're so close now, but if we finish up the exterior of the Squawk, even get the Squawk logo done, that'd be great. We'll then get ourselves this fuel tank on the side, and the actual substation beneath our radio tower done. And that will then open up the possibilities to build the radio tower itself before moving into the interior of our Squawk. Happy days. Have a lovely rest of your day, Assassins. Thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of the Squawk Radio Station. I really appreciate you staying around and watching until the very end. Now, if you've enjoyed this one, drop a like on this video. That would be amazing. Please subscribe if you're new around here and want to check out more of my tutorials and whatnots. That'd be ideal. Definitely follow me up on the social medias as well. I've got TikTok, Instagram, and I'm on the Discord server too, with our own Discord server called the Assassinhood. So come and join us for tips and tricks and help if you do need it with your builds. But yeah, Assassins, have a lovely rest of your day. I'm going to get on with texturing my build now, and I hope you guys will too on your own. But have a lovely one, and I'll see you soon for episode number 2 of the Squawk Radio Station from Stranger Things here in Minecraft. Goodbye for now, Assassins. Thank you for watching.